Hello, I'm Dr. Sri Banerjee, and in this segment, I'm going to be going over how to create a 2x2 table just from descriptions that have been provided. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we're trying to determine is when you describe number of cases of children with developmental delays among those born to mothers who lived within 20 miles from a uranium mill during her pregnancy, take a look at what places have differences. So for instance, who lived within 20 miles. That makes a difference here, and I'm going to show you in a second how. So in order to understand all of these descriptions, it helps to actually create the 2x2 table so you don't lose track of this. So this is my rendition of the 2x2 table. So you have the cases here, and then the control, and I'm going to designate that by writing CO. And then in here, exposed, versus unexposed. So this is how it appears. And then you want to go ahead and write down these numbers here. So for cases, you can determine the 120. And this is actually the number of cases that are exposed. So that's 120. And then the control, and then the unexposed is those that live beyond the 20 miles. So then that would be the individuals that are not exposed or unexposed. So let's add that up here, 250. So 250 plus 120 is 370. So and then under the control, you do exposed and non-exposed. So those that lived 20 to 11 miles, these were individuals that were exposed. So you add these, 1100, and then 800, and then 300. So then you look at this number, total number of unexposed individuals, and that is 7,700. So I'm going to write down 7,700 here. So then 7,700, and then you have 250 here. So you subtract 7,700 minus 250, and the number that you get actually is here. So that number is 7, 4, 5, 0. So then now that you have that number, you can take a look at what controls you have. So let me exit drawing. So at this point, I'm not any longer looking at the drawing. I wanted to show you directly on the answer key what is going on. What you're given is the 120 and then the 250. So let me point that out. So you're given 120, you're given 250. Now you're trying to determine what the other numbers are. So 250 and 120, then you can subtract some of these numbers. I'm going to show you how. So all the unexposed individual, the total number is 7,700. You don't know the 7,450 yet. So that number you know, and I'm going to show you where that is. 2,200 is right here. So then, 7,700 total number of unexposed is right here. So then you subtract from 7,700 250 to get this value 2,450. Then you're told that the number of exposed is in fact a sum of 1,100, 800, and 300. So now that you see that, you can determine that this number, this value, is in fact 2,200. Let me draw that. It's 2,200. And then here, you subtract 2,200 minus 120, and then you get 2,080. So there you have it. If you want to determine the 2x2 table and determine the numbers that you know and you don't know, then from that you can determine what your 2x2 table is. I hope this makes sense, and there's a lot of complicated addition and subtraction. However, when you go through it and understand, then it should make much more sense. Thank you for listening.